up. The Leviathans, just fight. That's just fight.
We'll see which of these two teams are going to fight their way to a Game 1 victory as we hop right in with the Jade Dragons versus the Atlantis Leviathans.
What a treat we've got to start off the day here on Saturday. Jade Dragons up against the Atlantis Leviathans in the first semifinal of the SPL kickoff tournament.
It at this point, so hopefully that ends up working out for him. He does get a lot of pressure, but Zap hits 2 first, and we're going to see some aggression here.
Yeah, of course we are. In a lane with Rongyu on Yamocha and Zapman on Medusa. This is always going to be a possibility. First blood to the Atlantis Leviathans. Beads were down, and the timing is perfect.
We're a little early, so I'm not going to want to take those tower shots just yet for even the possibility to kill there.
Shinto maybe in a 2v1 here. Sanford Soccer on the Habois. This is already now starting to become a little bit of a trend. Again, eyes on how teams prioritize this weekend. My goodness. Pagan maybe underestimated the damage of Panatom plus Shinto early on, and the Leviathans starting to swing a team that in the past now by the Leviathans. Panatom doing it in mid and right, and then good old duo lane pressure for the Leviathans on the left side of the map. Blue buff invade is here, dropped down by Sanford Soccer, but he's got no mana. Nice heal at a final K might make the difference, but it doesn't. Panatom drops another one, 2-0 to start off this game for the Circuit. The Leviathans find themselves 1.5k gold in the lead. And there's still areas on this map, Trelly, majority of the time, vast majority of the time even. Oh, you'd like to have beads now. Aegis is there and knocked up, knocked to the side. Jade Dragons on the board for the first time this game. And now maybe makes sense to talk a little bit about the relic selection. I was assuming maybe, Trelly, that Shinto just thought
Stephanie, but Panicat getting aggressed to already. Can't even finish that thought. Good jump away here.
Oh, the Riptide is nice.
Might seal his fate.
It's always nice from Rongyu, and the Riptides are hitting. Panicat has beads, but I think smart. You got to hold on to him at this point. Leviathans send 3 over towards left. And the mindset is clear here from the Leviathans that Panicat.
Hey, he's got Aegis. We can blink on him, CC chain him. He'll never be able to even get that off as long as our stuns are crisp. So good. That's just Mike's knowledge, just making sure he can get that.
Double stun from Yarkor, but it is the Jade Dragons dropping the poop. Look at this for the Leviathans. So 4 members of the Leviathans immediately over to the right side of the map. And so down goes Sanford Soccer, and the Riptide again, near perfect from Rongyu. Beads used by Final K, but we've got enough team members here to dive the tier 1 tower. Double kill for Panatom, and it is a 5-0 rampage start for the Leviathans jungler. Mike, you might think you have enough damage, but we don't want to hand over.
Stack. He's going to keep getting further and further behind. You want to get that stacked immediately as PBM is going to be aggressed upon, and he is definitely gone. Panatom getting so active on this map right now. 6-0 at 7 minutes, almost a kill a minute.
Yeah, my goodness, we are on a steamroll here if we're the Leviathans. Still some hope, though. What I was attempting to bring up before we started fighting a second ago is that Sam, a polar opposite start.
Pagan is going to be doing with his build here, opting to go for second item Obsidian Shard instead of that double flat pen. It looks like he's just recognized the start that the Leviathans have went for. They're looking for Shinto here. He is locked in place. No Aegis available.
Whoa, but there's not enough damage yet onto Shinto. Finally, Sanford Soccer walks back in. And the last use of the Water Hands will knock down the Zeus. Took maybe a little bit longer than the Jade Dragons were hoping for, but they got them. So there are some avenues. You're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel here, Trelly, for the Jade Dragons. As Sanford Soccer takes a trip onto the right side of the map. Crushing Wave was still there, not avoided by Yarkor, and the Water Hands get it done yet again. And how about this turnaround from Sam? Was 1-2 a second ago. A couple ganks pay off, now 3-2.
With 10 around you, which Pagan helped out on that first kill. Or you're looking at the Bologna that has no magical defense. So that was just good target selection from Sam, making sure to get his team back a little bit. They're looking to grab this Pyro here, but they are sort of hovering around here.
Right, they are locked into the River's Rebuke. Yeah, the writing was on the wall there. There's a River's Rebuke, there's a Lightning Storm, and there's a lot of Leviathans who are ahead. Over on the right side of the map, the Jade Dragons nearly get the Pyro, but the Leviathans walk in, steal it away, and get a kill on the PBM. Solo kill alert on the left side of the map. As Panicat, despite being behind a little while in this lane, able to find the 1v1 over Zapman and gets the Jotuns to just get a completed item there, and now can worry about stacking up that Transcendence. Zapman doesn't have beads and doesn't have a chance. The Jade Dragons finding some pushback over on left. As Zapman now 1 level behind And how about this development in the jungle as well? Panatom.
Yeah, it does seem like Pagon might be in some trouble here. Yark making the rotation over. No way he's able to live this detonate.
You wouldn't think. Nope, Vegas wore off, but now Sanford Soccer under some pressure as well. Pagon jumped on. Just needed a little bit more help from the rest of the Jade Dragons there, but it would not arrive, and the Atlantis Leviathans.
Really be a game changer here. Panatom finally getting active here. Beautiful axe.
Whoa, Panda Cat starting to feel himself a little bit after a slow laning phase. Slow will be there, but beads get used. In goes Mike, and shielding there. Movement speed as well for Panda Cat on the back end. Where's Panatom gonna go? Will he find his target? Yes, he will. And the damage is sent to the back. Panda Cat melts on through, jumps over. Shinto's on a killing spree elsewhere. And now the Leviathans starting to heat back up after the Jade Dragons had found a second wind. But that wind is turned to a breeze as the Leviathans find another few kills.
Yeah, if this was like a seesaw, it keeps going up and down, up and down. Right now, the Leviathans are definitely on top. They have found their rhythm once again. It seems that after that gold trade, they took a little bit of a spin, but now they're ready, and it has spawned in once again. It's going to be free.
Yeah, good timing.
There's no one around to save this one, obviously. Mike is trying to just pick up the remnants of his team fight, but without, Sam, in case you had any more doubts, in case you had any more doubts about Zeus's damage output right now, he backed him about a full obsidian shard. So no, I have no issues.
Now for sure now.
Yeah,
Yes.
even before, but definitely now.
Definitely now. Shinto will flex those muscles a bit. Rampage now for the Zeus. And look at Rongyu, self-engaging on 3 members of the Jade Dragons on the left as the rest of the Leviathans rally around their support. Panatom jumps up and over, Shinto hovering to the right, still Lightning Storm there, but no River's Rebuke, so you won't get that nice combo of support setup and then mid lane knockdown. Panda Cat with his build has the potential to one-shot someone. Those are the things you have to look out for if you're a Dragons fan wanting your team to get back into this game. Zapman beats it, Aegis gone, and how about that for a one-tap? Sanford Soccer plus Panda Cat equals dead Zapman. Say the same for Fine OK, though on right. There's a rotation in behind the Jade Dragons here from a couple members of the Leviathans. But it looks like solo lane for Hunter. This is the trades the Dragons will have.
That was a beautiful ult by Pagon and a heads-up play by Sam to make sure he was able to stop that aggression. But now you have 4 Leviathans strong. They all have Fire Giant, and I think this Phoenix is going to go down pretty easily here.
Oh yeah, that's quick.
They are not there, as Sam is definitely winning the trade right now against Panatom in mid, getting that Magi's Blessing down so he can knock him up if he decides to go in. But it looks like Yarkor is feeling confident enough, and the siege is going to begin, but this time it's Mike blinking in.
Wow, that's a well-timed River's Rebuke, isn't it? That just works out for Rongyu. Mike goes in, and then immediately at the same time, Rongyu separates out the fight, so Mike was all on his own. Pagon's ultimate has come back up, and that's a dash out from Panatom. Sanford Soccer and Yarkor dueling it out in mid. One last auto is all you need. And the Leviathans got it here on right. Sanford Soccer knock up, taunted in, taken down. And he chose that fate for himself. Unable to get into the crushing wave. Another double stun from Yarkor, and Pagon is gone before my eyes. The Leviathans walk into the Titan room of the Jade Dragons after being in control all game long. Panda Cat has got to make a play happen here. Shinto walking in towards the fountain. Alternate timeline. Don't fail me now, and Shinto lives on. Leviathans take game 1.
They're still going to look for those kills in the well just to assure their victory. They're almost a 20,000 gold lead there at the end. We saw what looked like some rumors of
5 kills super early on.
Okay, that's number 1.
Again, easier said than done most of the time, but if you can shut that down, you've got a Susano and a Bastet, I think can get really aggressive. Just survive the first few minutes.
Well, let's see if they can survive the first few minutes and maybe even take this game. Will it be the Dragons or Leviathans? Let's find out in game 2.
Game number 2 of the best of 5, I should remind you. So the first team to 3, not the first team to 2 like we had.
As the solo lane Bastet, you're really not your main damage dealer. You just want to be hitting that Huntress of Bass, setting up that CC for your team, that sort of thing. Panatom.
Whoa, that's a lot of damage on the Panda Cat, who's used to be. It's good turnaround. Axe dashing from Zapman. One more tower shot, and it's there. Panda Cat returns the kill. And actually may end up being better for the Jade Dragons. First blood was there for the Leviathans. Nearly a second kill, though, for the Jade Dragons. Consistent and concise late-game team fighting. Jade Dragons, as PVM, trying to get some value out of this obelisk. Going to get rooted in place by Zapman. Horrific emblem used, and the beam for damage won't be there. Zapman, one more auto. And that is one of the first examples of a support dying for the Obelisk that we've gotten here this weekend. But the action continues as Panatom shotgun down by Sanford Soccer and another traded out kill for the Dragons.
Yeah, I think Mike thought he was alone there, but on the flip side, Panatom probably thought he had a little bit more help as well in game 1.
All right, I will Mifflin, and he's at home tailgating these games, I believe. That man will dash away, jumped on by Polar Bear Mike. Panda Cat sends some damage up and over the walls. That man no beads and no ultimate. Just gets his beads back up, but won't be able to use them in time. A return kill, but this time for free for the Jade Dragons over on left. Yarkor attempting to get away from Sanford Soccer. And FineOK here. Bat out of hell already used. FineOK tanking up the tier 1 tower. Was able to take that last shot, and the Jade Dragons find a couple of kills on opposite sides of the map. Panatom attempting to taunt in Sanford Soccer. Should get 1 kill here. Typhoon out. Might even get a 2nd kill. He goes in behind FineOK, and FineOK is going to shut him right back down. A return kill this time is a true return kill, as the Jade Dragons add 3 across the map. Mid-game with where they both stand. Sands of Time start for both. But Pagon more cooldown-centric in his build. Already 30% CDR with the Chronos Pendant second. It's a flat pen with a Divine Ruin. As Mike slowed Typhoon out. Double knock up there from Sanford Soccer. Underneath the tier 1 towers. Detonate chunks down more damage from Shinto. The backpedaling of the Zeus will put him in a good spot for a Lightning Storm should this fight continue. Bat out of hell used. FineOK not taken down. Somehow survives, but Panatom deals the final bit of damage. Lightning Storm drops from Shinto, and it's a 1-for-1 trade yet again as both solo laners die.
Yeah, I saw a final judgment from Pagon land on Shinto, and it barely even ticked his HP right
in
now.
that fight. And so Pagon will be more effective now just by nature of being able to go back and spend up some of that gold. Just unfortunately, final judgment didn't quite connect, but you know it is connecting. Plenty of damage onto FineOK, who will jump on out here. Yarkor doesn't have Bat out of hell. I'm not sure he'll need it. No, he won't. He sends the bats FineOK's way. That's an important moment. Give some breathing room to Yarkor here on the right side of the map. FineOK was 2-0, now drops to 2-2, and allows Yarkor to maybe build. FineOK is going to check around the corner here, but how fast can the Leviathans burn down this FG? The other 4 members of the Jade Dragons are on the other side of the map. Will the Leviathans just full-on commit to the objective? For the time being, the answer is yes. FineOK, a chance to steal away the Fire Giant. It will come up empty-handed. Leviathans make a quick call and get Fire Giant on all 5, and FineOK will burn down as well. Sanford Soccer has found the backline, but Zapman has gotten the damage onto the enemy jungler, and Petrified deals the last bit.
They are going to take a little bit of damage there, but it looks like the onslaught will continue. They're trying to get some Fire Giants off these Leviathans, but they still want to fight this.
They do, as Panatom wraps around the corner here. Still Blink, still Beads. And what a call by the Leviathans. The Jade Dragons had 0 wards on that Fire Giant, and it's only the wherewithal of FineOK to go check. Hey guys, they might be doing FG. That things even are remotely close here. Leviathans maintain FG on 4, but now look to fight into the mid lane as Pandacat sends a whole lot of damage back towards Panatom. Yarkor has gotten the damage with the DOT on Pandacat. Pagon desperately kiting backwards as Wrong shows us some of that CC and crowd control onto the Jade Dragons mid laner. So Shinto will respawn. Feel any better for the rest of this game. Might be the best to look at a fight you're going to get for a little while. It's always the question of where do you draw the line? And the Jade Dragons can choose now. Do we draw the line around this Fire Giant? Do we draw the line around a Phoenix later on as a Titan a better look? Might not have a choice though. Yarkor has found Pandacat in the back. Final Judgment flies through, and Panatom happens to be on the other end of it as well. So half HP for Yark and Panatom, but 0 HP is Pandacat. As a swoop on through from Yarkor has found Pagon in the backline, uses his Aegis. Meanwhile, in the front, Polar Bear Mike left alone with Zapman. Yark ends up completing the double. He was on a rampage before Sanford Soccer had shut him down. 3-for-1 trade. Leviathan's feeling fine.
We have some mobile assassins here that are still able to try to fend for this Fury. Zap is going to take some big damage, but FineOK is going to jump away, taking some big damage in and of himself. And now there's no way Sam's able to go in for this Fury. I mean, this Fire Giant.
What's the call, though, by the Leviathans here? Because they have not immediately doubled back towards the FG. Now with Wrong stepping in, the call is clear. Sanford Soccer alone without Typhoon. Almost 0 steal potential, especially with Shinto playing bodyguard. So the Atlantis Leviathans will grab this next Fire Giant. If you really want to delay, you can wait 20 seconds for Yarkor to get back, but that is a long time to wait. And without a single returned bit of damage, Panatom solos out San for Soccer. Fire Giant ends up going down. 4 members of the Leviathans grab it. And that is a delayed out jungle death timer. 45 seconds on San for Soccer.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't just beat
Oh,
it.
no.
He had them
Oh,
available.
no.
Is Panatom
Oh,
going to do
no.
it again? He is!
Oh my god, that is so much damage out of Panatom and a delayed ADC death timer. Now, we might not see a full 5v5 to end this game. All right,
Okay.
Pagon makes Panatom pay, but on the right side of the map, the right side Phoenix is taken down, and the Leviathans make use of Fire Giant plus numbers. The Dragon side of the map take down this Oni Fury, and I have to imagine there's a decent stack of gold awaiting the Leviathans to go back and spend here. Unless something happens around this Oni Fury. Zapman gets teleported on by San for Soccer. The Leviathans take down the Fury, but San for Soccer has taken another Fire Giant buff off the map. The junglers are finding these single initiations, and they've been important. San for Soccer avoids the detonation. Can't avoid the kill here as Wrong-Yu ends up dropping him.
Yeah, Wrong-Yu's able to make sure he has no escape here, but Panicat has the rotation in, doing some
my
decent
God.
damage, but Shinto is chunking as well.
Yes, he is, and Shinto's got alternate timeline, something to look forward to. At the end of this fight is Detonate. Gets the last bit of damage on the Polar Bear Mike. But how about this? One by one, the Leviathans are going in, and one by one. The Jade Dragons are finding kills, but losing team members of their own. Technically, the Fire Giant has 2 minutes left on the buff, but
Yeah, these glass
Every
cannon
Leviathan-
builds they both went for are going to be pretty solid here. And I do love, as you touched on, this Bloodforge pickup, the
Ooh.
movement speed buff that I love. Hold
Whoa.
on a second, the wrap.
wow, we might not even be fighting over Fire Giant. Final K leaps away. Final Judgment is in from Pagon, and it won't connect for a kill as 2 now drop for the Jade Dragons. And the Leviathans smell blood. It's 3 members of the Jade Dragons left alive, but San for Soccer, he's got a solo kill on a Panatom on right. That'll close up this team member discrepancy just a little bit further. We are Titan diving while there's a mid lane Phoenix still standing, and it's because Pagon is on the menu. Leviathans have added another 3-for-1 trade.
San for Soccer still able to do a lot of damage here, but Zap is also chucking. Yark, one ability to connect, and that will spell disaster for San for Soccer. Obviously, Panda trying to find a kill where he can, but he does not have the damage.
No, he doesn't. Triple kill for Yarkor to end this game. You've got fire minions on right. You've got minions coming down mid lane, but you do have 10 seconds on Fino K. Zapman, though, being on the map, I think effectively seals the deal here. This one a lot closer, but the result is the same. Leviathans go up 2-0.
Just another smart play by Leviathans. Last game it was that sneak Fire Giant. This time Zap says, you know what, guys, let's just go in. We don't have to juggle this EFG, and I think the whole team agreed. Let's just sneak up behind them and look for this pick.
concede
They
to
had
that.
it
All right, Artemis mid. I'm going to go for the Artemis solo. We're going to see where this Artemis lines out for the Jade Dragons here in game number 3 between the Leviathans. Can they bring this back, or Leviathans going to run away with it?
Good news is this is a question that has an answer. Where all these picks are going to end up going. I knew it!
Yep.
It's Uber mid for Pagon. Panda
Cat
but has started to see a slight rise in play. Level 2 gank underway, maybe. Panatom here on left, and goodbye, PBM. Leviathans find first blood, and it's Panatom out of the jungle. How many times have we seen that? Not necessarily on PBM, but just Panatom at level 2 by the Jade Dragons. So no worries here. Panatom sees an aggressive San for Soccer rotating into the jungle on right. Shinto can rotate over from mid, though. Gets damage, gets stunned. And Sam is just on the wrong side of the map there, and there's no pressure. Look, Pagon had just gone back to base. There's nothing keeping Shinto in lane. That's an easy as you like rotation out.
Yeah, I mean, Shinto has that conduit gem proc, already has full Divine Ruin.
Just trying out a different style of a build. And you're right with the way that this game has been flowing. It makes sense anyway. But now Panda Cat's just going to have real in-studio data on how this build ends up feeling. A little aggression on the right side of the map. Jade Dragons put pressure onto Yarkor, but Wrong-Yu and Panatom both here to return that pressure. As blue buff gets dropped down, crushing wave out from San for Soccer, but it's back in. It's right back into the awaiting arms of Panatom. And the Leviathans have their third, at least fine, okay. Able to pick up the blue buff. Nice double stun from PBM. Circle of protection adds some damage, and the Jade Dragons answer back with a swift 2 kills.
I was going to say the Jade Dragons really need some physical damage on this side of the map if they are going to be looking for kills
The
right
lead
now.
that the Jade Dragons had slowed down over on right just a few moments ago. Panatom off to a complete opposite start of San for Soccer. Sam has been able to farm up. Again, this has been the Hebo mentality. Farm up as long as you can, but how about all this CC on the Panatom? When you send 4 members and you got a crushing wave and a circle of protection, you're hard-pressed to survive through it if you're Panatom. So it was 2-0, now 2-1. Wrong, you might die for the second time this game as well, and the rotations from Pagon continue to pay off. And this time the Uller is able to grab a kill. The Jade Dragons have roared back into this game.
I have a Pavlov's dog situation where I saw that axe and I was going to say, man, Panda Cat really made the rotation over.
Right, you've been trained.
But that is Pagon on the Uller as Shinto is diving very far to try to kill Panda Cat here. The mid laner did not rotate over to Pyromancer.
Panatom, crushing wave, plus water hands, I think would have been close to being enough. Pagon has to use the Aegis. Double knockup from Shinto. Pathing important, and pathing was wrong for the Jade Dragons in the mid lane. All of this brought up by Shinto. Panatom pumping his fists as 2 kills roll back to the Leviathans jungler. And just a moment ago, I'm thinking Panatom's
something down here. He's aware that Panatom has stayed up, but they haven't used too much. But it looks like the Uller does not really want to. Oh, Zap jumps in here.
Wow, he does dash in. Again, both carries have both active. Zapman burns the beads, holds on to the Aegis, but uses it on the jump back in. And Panatom's got the damage on the Pagon, who did not have beads, did not have Aegis at the end of that fight. But Panatom is traded out by Sanford Soccer. We've seen this story before as the junglers exchanging out kills. Panda Cat attempting to get away, but Yarkor's got something else in mind. Double knockup from Sanford Soccer on the reinitiation. Crushing wave is there. Aegis, well timed by Shinto in the individual moments, just adding up for the Leviathans in this fight.
Yeah, this Cthulhu rotation was absolutely massive. Final K just pushing down a tier 2 tower that there's no way he can even get right now. Just the Leviathans were ready to rotate over to help out their squad. Obviously, Pagon had no idea.
Another objective going over to the Jade Dragons. And wouldn't you guess it, the gold lead right back to even.
I love the discipline from the Jade Dragons. Every time this objective goes down, they still don't stick around and look for more. They want to make sure they're here, but there's going to be a big engage in the mid lane.
Fields of Love is down for Zapman first. Where does the damage fly? Some of it's from Tusky, but Panda Cat immobile now on the Artemis in a way that he was not. Still in mindset of the Uller as Final K is now run down by the rest of the Leviathans. Heart Bomb doesn't end up finding the stun. The RDO left with half HP, an individual pick onto an individual member of the Jade Dragons, and the Leviathans head on back, and this time it's for the FG.
It looks like Zap did start pulling the Pyromancer. He did not want to do this just yet with these big ultimates still available. Crushing Wave, Circle of Protection still on the table, and it looks like they're just going to look for the fight here.
Oh, that's a big pull in from Wrongy, but a lot of damage from Pagon was returned back into the Leviathan support. Double stun from Mike. Nearly secures the escape here, but how about this knockup from Sanford Soccer? Crushing Wave didn't get it done, but Water Hand sure did. Now Panatom realizes those cooldowns are missing, and the chase down is here. Shinto lets a volley of damage fly into the front line of the Jade Dragons. There's a heart bomb onto Fine. Okay, he will be stunned out. Panatom grabs the silence. Zapman, look at the health bar. It's not draining at all, but the Jade Dragons are. Shinto on a killing spree.
The Fire Giant is still available here, but they're still looking to fight. It looks like the Leviathans don't care that they lost Wrongu. They are still aggressing under this tier 2 tower, but now finally they are going to back up here. They have the Cupid Hearts if they do tier 2 and poking out as much as they can before the Leviathans begin this siege.
Now the hearts go down for Zapman. You can funnel in the enemy team a little bit better in the mid lane. And Panda Cat shows us why. Final K blinks over the wall onto Zapman, who had no time to react. Beads weren't there anyway. Aegis was, but does not matter. Zapman will take it to his grave. The fight's still happening in mid. As Circle Protection goes down for Polar Bear Mike. It's now Shinto's time to show up, deal the damage in this fight. And the team out on the back line, still full HP. Final K has been melted down just a bit. Pagon, far on the left of this fight, is down to half as well. Leviathans, without their ADC, still find an opening. Panatom hovering in the walls as Wrongu walks forward with the rest of the team. And a numbers disadvantage apparently doesn't matter, and the Leviathan shove the Dragons back.
Yeah, it seemed like Panatom was the target there for the Jade Dragons, but it needs to be Shinto right now. Looking at how much damage he is able to output, completely safe. His health bar is full. Final K recognizing this, trying to force out that jump, but Panatom is still hiding in the wall.
Yeah, just annoying to play up against this Cleedna. So the Jade Dragons have to wonder where. Take some chunk damage from Panatom. Just lets a scream go out of the wall. Oni minions working down the left side of the map. That could be the opening here for the Atlantis Leviathans as the Jade Dragons walk in. Everyone's got their relics except for Final K, waiting on Beads 15 seconds away. Whereas Beads, much worse condition for the Atlantis Leviathans. You have to dodge out the CC if you're the Levies, and a little bit connecting onto the front and the back line as Zapman ends up getting silenced out. And the Oni minions are dealt with.
They're still trying to bait out this Tusky here, but it looks like Yarkor is going to go in and get chunked.
Oh, is he going to survive, though, for the time being? Yes, but Pagon had all the freedom in the world to take down the frontliner. Sanford Soccer blinks forward, takes a chunk of damage in return, though, from the Leviathans. Fields of Love down. Final K blinks into the back, and they've got Zapman taken down. The Jade Dragons behind, but only as far as gold goes. Shinto and Rongyu, the last alive for the Leviathans. And this Phoenix Siege does not go well. Shinto will end up falling on the back end, and the Jade Dragons stand strong.
That was absolutely massive by Final K. They couldn't chase into the Leviathans. There was just too much damage. Once this big damage sponge, this RDO got onto the carries, everyone on the Jade Dragons were able to just W key, and now they're looking at this tier 2 tower. There's a little bit of time left on these respawns, but the Oni minion Sam had to back for is the strongest the Jade Dragons have looked at the whole set, I think.
Yeah, you need more from Zapman here, I think, if you're the Leviathans, especially if you're comparing to Panicat. 10,000 damage behind, maybe 5, 6, 7,000 rather than 10, but you need more from Zapman either way. Too far down the damage charts if you're a Cupid at this point in the game. That is a blink in and a big initiation from Yarkor as 4 members of the Jade Dragons caught in the descent to madness. Circular Protection does some work, but there's not enough damage on the back end from the Leviathans to capitalize on the kills. Not just yet, but Shinto remedies that just fine. 3 down now for the Jade Dragons as Panatom, he has eyes for Pagon. The Minotaur dashes in from Shinto, and Final K and Pagon, the last 2 alive, and the Leviathans roar down the right side of the map. Shinto's on a killing spree, and Pagon might watch his Titan fall.
There is fire minions in the left. If Pagon, he finds Panatom. If he keeps finding these picks, the fire minions could end just with how much these death timers are. Pagon is going to have to back off as the fire minions pour in. I do not think this is the end of the game here, Dole, so they're going to back off.
They will back off. The Leviathans head on out as the fire minions
and Heartseeker procs on Panatom. Panatom wanted to just get the full wipe to make sure the Titan goes down there, and Pagon said, nope, not yet. We are fighting strong. Everyone is alive, and they are posturing towards this enhanced fire giant with all ultimates ready.
Oh my god, Yarkor is just evaporated as the Jade Dragons find the solo laner. Rongyu is in here as well, and the Dragons have been behind almost all game long, but they have found the solo laner. They're looking for the support, but Zapman comes up big on the left side of the fight. Over on the right, Panatom's got a kill on a Sanford Soccer. Shinto rounding the backside of this engagement, and late game Tiamat is here to play. Double kill for Zapman when his team needed him most. He steps up, and the Cupid has hit all of the targets. Pagon, nearly no HP. Shinto will fix that up for you. Zapman, he had 0 kills all game long, but a 30-minute triple might have just ended the game.
Final K's got to get away from these fire minions here to try to form some form of defense, but I think with these Cupid hearts healing you up, he's going to have plenty of damage, and I think Rongyu's going to be able to tank this one. Final K has a tall task ahead of him.
Oh, it is a tall, tall task, as Final K will take all the chunks of damage that the Leviathans have to offer. Zapman doesn't even need to move. The Titan under the eyes of the Levies, and the Levies will take this best of 5, 3-0.
It's going to be a slow burn, but there's no way this RDO has enough. You're right when you called it. Zapman finally showing up, seeing how much damage this Cupid could do. Panatom, those Bloodforge procs were huge in that flying game of those picks, and once they all just team fought as a unit, I think it was just a solid fight, and Zap showing up big for his team.
I'm thinking that this is a